I found surprise under every single nail, lifting and some more, even though at first it looks like a regular 3 weeks old set. Let's fix it, and I'm going to use a new brand I recently discovered that came all the way from Australia, Ezmio Beauty. Hello guys, Anastasia here. Nails of my client look like this. At first I thought that there is nothing unusual or extreme here. We have long natural nails with overlay. One nail is broken and maybe there is some product lifting, but like I said, nothing extreme. So I started filing off the color that we have on the top, and I immediately noticed these white spots. Do you see one on the left side, and now we can see another one? This is product lifting, and it was almost on each nail as I started to file it off. So when we have product lifting along the sidewalls or close to the cuticle, usually this is the sign that the nail prep was not done correctly. And most importantly, we need to remove it now. There's no way you can seal the existing lifting, or it's going to get much worse. Since most nails are her long natural nails, I started to doubt at this point, will it even make sense to do fill? Maybe all we need to do is to remove the product and do new overlay or maybe extensions if needed. I'm using carbide bead. The speed is 25,000 rotations per minute, and whenever I need to remove lifting, first I remove the product around it, and then it's going to easily separate on its own. And I know that you guys really like these moments, and not gonna lie, I found them pretty satisfying to do and to watch too. So looks like we're almost done with this left part of the lifting, and we can say goodbye to it. And let's do the right side too. So if you need to get closer to the sidewall, you can change the position of the hand of your client. So I prefer to do it like this. Be careful when working with carbide beads like this. We need to focus to touch only the product, and this is the tricky part. Her nails are nude colored, so this is not even a dark color, but still we can barely see through it. And I didn't really notice this product lifting at the beginning, so you will see it now. At first, once again, this nail looked like a regular nude nail, but as I remove the top coat and the color, we see this whitish area underneath, and this is the area where the product is no longer adhered to the natural nail. Unlike the previous nail, where lifting was mostly along the sidewalls, here we also have it in the middle of the nail, which can be the sign that the product was not fully cured, or maybe the product that was used was not really suitable for her nails in the first place. Let's say if we have thin and slightly flexible nails, using different kinds of hard products may not be the best idea. Builder gels may work really well here, and I will show you it later in the video. In most of my videos, I tend to skip some parts of product removal because they're pretty repetitive and boring. There's nothing really new to see, but not this time. Once again, we have a new surprise under this nail. Product lifting along the sidewall and along the other sidewall. So I suspect there were few mistakes done here. It's almost impossible to tell now what exactly went wrong. Maybe the product was not fully cured because the lamp was not strong, or maybe it's the product itself. All I know is that it was the perfect timing to do product removal and new nails, because if she waited a bit longer, she may definitely break some of her nails. Once you file off the product lifting, it should not be that obvious anymore. If you still can see some white lines, then probably the lifting is still there. Let's continue, and looks like maybe under this nail we will not have much product lifting. At least for now, it looks pretty good. Not really. We have a little product lifting along the sidewalls, so now I can definitely assume that the nail prep along the sidewalls was not very well, and also the product application was too close to the skin along the sidewalls. And do you see this white bubble on the free edge? Lifted areas like this always lead to even bigger size of the lifting, and eventually nails simply fall off painlessly. So we need to remove the product completely on this nail too. A good thing is that the product under the color was rather transparent, so we can already see this lifting. But sometimes when you're dealing with products that have very intense colors like white or black or dark nudes, it's not obvious at all, so you need to remove the product until it's very thin so you can see these lifted areas. Then we have another lifting along the right side wall. Did you notice that there are almost no lifting close to the cuticle in the center of the nail? That means in this area the product was applied properly, but not along the sidewall. And this is pretty common mistake for beginners. I know it very well because I used to do it a lot too. I had the exact same problem. At some point, nails of my clients were lifting only along the sidewalls. So if you have this problem too, simply leave this little margin and do not apply the product that close to the skin. Do you remember this line from Forrest Gump movie when he said that Mama says that life is like a box of chocolates. You never know which one you're gonna get. Well, that's exactly how I feel right now. As I file off the color from the top, I never know what is waiting for me under the color, and here we almost have the entire area of this nail lifting, which means a couple more days and it will definitely fall off. Usually at this point, when you have that much product lifting, you will start to feel discomfort. Your hair may get caught in your nails. Last nail we need to file off, less product lifting, and it feels so good and so relieving once we get rid of all the lifting, and now we have clean natural nails that are ready for the new application. I'm so excited because we're about to unpack a big boxes of nail goodies all the way from Australia by Ezmio, and I'm going to use these products to do a new overlay. First box is the biggest one and it includes nail lamp. So there are 4 different modes. We have 10, 30, 60 seconds and also 99 seconds low heat mode. Once you pick the mode, let's say we want 30 seconds, all you need to do is to put your hand inside and it will automatically turn on. Or if you prefer to turn it on manually, you can also do that. Simply click the one that you choose, let's say 60 seconds, and it will be on until 60 seconds will be finished. Let's open up the second box. And here we have nail art brushes kit. It includes 8 brushes and a dotting tool. And this is so cool. So they have 2 different kinds of small detailer brush, a few gel brushes, and even an ombre brush. Flash Cure lamp. Oh, this is something you definitely need if you're working with soft gel tips. With dual forms, you just click on this button and this is how you can flash cure the product. It's also very helpful if you're doing some kinds of nail art and you need to flash cure the certain parts of the design. Magnetic stand. I have no idea what it is, but I'm about to find out and I'm super curious. Okay, so we have some stickers here and we also have the actual stand. Oh, I get it. Okay, so this is the stand that you can use for these small things and magnetize them right here whenever you feel like practicing nail art. And normally I use this clay that didn't really look that good, but here they have a special transparent stickers. So this is what it's going to look like. Super convenient when practicing nail art if you want to apply certain colors and then cure them in the lamp, because when you have this magnetic stand, you can keep them in order. You can use it also to cure in the lamp. I also got different kinds of nail files and I really like how they come up with the names for them. Let's say extension removal file is 800 grit or the fixer file is 180 grit, which will be perfect for natural nail prep. The essential file 100-180 grit is definitely the one I'm going to be using the most. Then we have plenty of nail tools. We have nail pusher, clippers, tweezers, and I guess this is the tool for product removal and nippers. I also got something with a spoon and a brush. I guess this is something for mixing products, maybe glitter or powders. Medium almond transparent tips for soft gel extensions. We have 12 sizes. That's really nice, and I really like how they have these little numbers in front of each one so we can see which exact number we're using. We also have two different kinds of French tip extensions, peach and pink. Both are medium coffin and they include 15 sizes. That's quite an unusual packaging for tips, like a small compact box. Let's proceed with the service, and now we need to prep the nails. So first I will push back the cuticles with the pusher, and I have to say that my client has almost non-existent cuticles. I mean, they're barely there. Then I will do dry manicure, and I'm definitely a dry manicure girly, but I know that some of you prefer a different traditional method of nail prep, and that's why you may need this blade that is on the other side of the pusher, which works great to remove the spreading part of the cuticles. You can clean these corners, and this area is super important. Remember, we had some product lifting there. If you clean these areas really thoroughly, you will not experience this problem. I prefer using diamond flame shaped drill bit. The speed is about 18,000 rotations per minute, red abrasive mark, and I'm doing dry manicure on all nails, making sure that the sidewalls, the cuticle areas are all clean. Natural nails of this girly look so good, and now we need to simply refresh the shape. But first, we need to make sure that the length is identical on all nails. So when dealing with natural nails, first you need to identify the shortest nail. And this is the one, the index finger, which is pretty common, by the way. So first I'm going to file and shape this nail with 180 grit file, and then I will measure the rest of them to make sure they're matching. So normally we do ring finger and index finger the exact same length, and middle finger can be slightly longer because usually it's a bit wider, so it is still going to look okay. Do not forget to compare them to the other hand as well, because the length should be matching on every single nail. Also, when you're doing almond shape like this, there are different styles of it, so make sure that we don't have broken sidewalls or something like that, something that will prevent you from doing symmetrical and flawless nail shape. So if you want to make the nail shorter, instead of simply filing the free edge, start with the sidewalls and do not go too deep into the growth points, because this is how we can destroy the natural stress area and eventually the nails are going to break. This nail file is so convenient for natural nails. It's like exactly what we need for filing and shaping. But keep in mind that this is 180 grit file, so we're allowed to use only 180 grit side whenever we're working with natural nails. But you can definitely use the other side for extensions when you need it. Also, we need to remove the surface shine, but since we just did the product removal, there is not that much to remove. So we mostly focus on the cuticle area, the part where the new nail plate was forming. And also when we're filing and shaping pinky, it's supposed to be slightly shorter than the rest of the nails, and the thumb should be slightly longer. Alright, who's ready for the most exciting part of the video? We are going to unpack Ezmio gels and nail art goodies. Then we have a second box with a whole bunch of nail goodies and gel polishes. Let's try them out. I like that every product comes in a box, and it also has a seal, so you can be sure that nobody opened it. So let's see what we have in the box. Cuticle softener, 2-in-1 base coat and extension adhesive. This is the one we're going to use before doing extensions or overlays, and it has medium consistency. Then we have peel off base coat, which will be great if you're a nail blogger, if you like to experiment with doing different things or simply practicing on your own nails. Then we have Builder Gel XL, which has such a thick consistency, and this is going to be so convenient to build the structure and do overlays, especially when you want to straighten the nails. Then we have Gel Remover, and no wipe top coat. So this is the glossy top coat, and we also have matte top coat. Blooming gel for creating cool nail art, and a whole bunch of colors. So I have 4 colors that are colored builder gel. Builder gels usually have thicker consistency and are designed for building the structure, which is perfect if you want a long-lasting overlay. But here we have them with the color. How cool is that? So you can apply the color and you already have a background and the structure 2-in-1. So you can use them as the regular color if you wish, but it's really cool to use them as builder gels. I'm definitely going to try one. So we have this beautiful white color. This is so great because for most pastel or neon colors, we always need this bright white background. Then we have the next one, which is more like transparent nude color. And then we have pink, which actually looks like a great color by itself. Maybe I'm planning to use it in the design a little bit. And then we have hyacinth, which is a silver color that can also be used as a builder gel. All colored builder gel as well as regular colors are HEMA free and also 12 free. Let's check out the colors then. We have this beautiful yellow, I would call it butter yellow, and this color is definitely trending this season because everyone is asking about butter nails. So this is the one that you can use for this trend. Then we have Bambi blue, which is a beautiful light pink pastel color. And then Peep pink, which is like semi-transparent light pink color. And then we have 3 more darker shades, which are rose red. And then we have a darker one, more like brown, Bowie burgundy, and a super dark brown, Marian mahogany. I'm super excited to unpack the nail art part because I don't even know what some of these things are. Let's say French tip tool. Maybe it's like a stencil, I'm not sure. So we have a jar here, and oh, I get it. Wow, okay, so this is like a squishy, soft stamper that you can use to create a French tip. All you need to do is to apply gel and press it onto the nail, and this is how you will have this perfect French nails. Then we have brush on nail glue, and I will not open it at this time because usually it ends up bad. Nail gum applicator. I wonder what that is. Well, it looks pretty cool. We have this white handle with Ezmio logo. Okay, so one side is this wax that you can use to pick up rhinestones or different kinds of nail art gems, and on another one you can use to organize them, this metallic part. Nail growth serum, roll-on cuticle oil. At first I thought it's roll-on because you like roll this thing and you use it with a brush, but I was so surprised to see a nail oil like this, like with an actual roll. That looks so cool and modern, and the smell is also so good. And then we have so many different things for nail art, so let's check them out. So we have confetti pearls. These are like white small hemispheres. Then we have caviar. Ooh, these beads can be used for so many different kinds of nail art. Golden foil. Diamante shapes, which are like small rhinestones of different shapes. And then we have aura water beads. Oh my god, these are so pretty. I really want to do something with them. And then we have some chrome powders. So we have silver chrome, holographic. Oh, this is like a holochrome. Then we have glazed. Oh, okay, this is the semi-transparent pearl chrome powder that can be used for this glazed look. So whether you want to do a regular glazed nails or Moscow Mule or whatever the other names of these trending color combinations are, this is the powder to do them. Then we have mirror and iridescent. Now that we have clean nails after manicure, when we have a length like this, it is super important to clean it underneath as well. You can use regular alcohol with a lint-free wipe to make sure we don't have any fuzz under the nails. Now let's apply dehydrator and let dry. Then I will use 2-in-1 base coat, which can be used both for overlays and for nail extensions. It has medium consistency, which makes it very convenient to apply as a thin coat, but to not touch the surrounding skin. Because if you will even slightly touch, let's say, the sidewall on the right side, it will create a route for the color for the product you are going to use next, and it may cause flooding and eventually product lifting. So make sure you leave a little margin from the cuticle area and from the sidewalls. Cure for 1 minute in LED, and then we are going to use builder gel, a colored builder gel, and I think this is so cool that they have such a thick consistency because we need this for these nails. When you have a length like this, it's not enough to simply cover it with a color. Well, some people may be lucky and have really thick nails, but most of us don't. I mean, our nails unfortunately are peeling and breaking. So to prevent them from that, you need to build the structure and give them a little strength. And builder gels are just perfect for it. But here we have it with the color, which means we will not need this additional layer of color. We can already have nails with a color. So if we would want white nails, we could simply use builder gel and then seal it with a glossy top coat. Now, how cool is that? I've seen some colored builder gels before, but they were semi-transparent. And this bright white color is truly impressive. Then, according to the tutorial, we're supposed to use a flash cure lamp and flash cure it first before we cure it in the regular lamp to avoid any flooding of the skin. And later, as I proceeded working with this builder gel, I have to admit I was not using flash cure lamp for this exact step because I'm working pretty fast myself and I didn't really need to do it. But I definitely recommend using this technique for beginners. And also it really depends on the client. You know, some clients are moving too fast, they are not curing in the lamp quickly enough, and in this case it will definitely be very valuable. So first I apply so-called wet floor. So I applied a thin layer of this white builder, and then I take a little more and build the structure. Using floating or printer technique, I apply more product in the center to build the apex and less along the sidewalls and towards the free edge. Since we have a bright white color, it is very obvious if we have not enough product in certain areas. Like you can see it right away, unlike when you're using a clear product, so you can add it before curing. Honestly, when I saw this color first, I was truly impressed with its consistency. It's so convenient to work with. But also I got some doubts about the color. I mean, is it going to fully cure? And yes, I checked it and the product was fully cured. It was not wrinkling or anything, which is so great. During my nail career, I've been to so many situations where I need clients' nails to be white. Let's say if you want to do neon colors, or you want to apply a certain design. Sometimes we don't really want transparent nails underneath the color, right? So we had to use these bright white colors of gel polish, and usually one coat is not enough, so we need to do 2 coats. And at this point, it already looks bulky, and then we need to do more nail art on the top. And honestly, for me, sometimes it was a bit overwhelming because I did not want to overload the nails of the client, but I couldn't. I mean, I need to use white here. So now that we have a builder bright white, we will definitely not have this problem. So after applying a wet floor, sometimes I use this detailer brush from the nail art kit to get a little closer to the cuticle and to the sidewalls to make sure that we do not have any empty spots. This is important if you want to do white nails, but honestly, I'm doing nail art later, so maybe it will not be that big of a deal. So we picked 3 colors: yellow, light blue, and pink. And pink is a builder color, but we still can use it for nail art. Just keep in mind that it has a thicker consistency. And then I'm going to apply all of the colors using small nail art square brush randomly, but make sure there's enough of each color. Let's say a certain color should not dominate the picture. And then with an ombre brush, I simply smudge them like this, so we have this abstract dry brush strokes on the nails. And I know that some people like this style of the design. If you're one of them, then you can simply stop at this point, seal them with a glossy top coat, and the design will be finished. But I have some great idea on how we can finish it even better. With this design, you can apply these colors on a few nails at once. But once you use an ombre brush to do the strokes, I recommend you to flash cure it as fast as possible. And you can use a small flash cure lamp if you wish, or put it in a regular full-size lamp. Colors have medium consistency as well. They're not too runny, so you can easily apply it on one nail, then apply to the other, and then take an ombre brush and do the smudges on all of them and cure. Now let's use this squishy chrome applicator tool as well as iridescent chrome powder. So I applied a thin coat of the glossy top coat, cured it for 45 seconds, and then we're going to apply a chrome powder on top. Oh my god, it is so pretty, and I have to admit that I owned so many chrome powders throughout my nail life, and usually I'm just wondering why there is so little in the jar. I mean, it's barely enough for a few sets, while with Ezmio products, they have so much chrome powder inside, you need to be careful when opening it. Now, I definitely like this part. Now, when you're applying top coat for this design, I definitely recommend you to do it one by one. So you apply it on one nail, then make sure that you cure it for the exact time with this nail lamp. It's about 45 seconds. Then you take it out and immediately, while it's still a little warm, apply the chrome powder, and this is how you will get this magic. Using this soft silicone applicator to apply chrome powder is just another level of nail art joy. It's so convenient, it's so soft that you can easily reach all the areas, like close to the cuticle, along the sidewall. And the best part, you're not even wasting that much chrome powder, because you know guys, I hate wasting products, especially when they're so good. Now we have this beautiful iridescent or mermaid vibes. If you prefer to use just one color as the background, you can totally do that. It's also going to look gorgeous with this chrome powder. It's just not going to have this color shift. So that's the reason I used multiple colors on the background, so we can see a little bit of all of them once we're finished. We can see a little bit of blue, of pink, and yellow. I know that some of you are experiencing problems with chrome powders because sometimes they are peeling from the free edge. So get ready to learn a secret on how to make it last. After you applied it on all nails, we need to get rid of this excess chrome powder along the sidewalls and underneath the nail. So you can use a buffer or a nail file. I prefer to use a soft nail file, and we need to do it on every single nail. Be careful and do not file the surface with it yet, otherwise we are going to ruin this mermaid magic. Then you can use a little bit of non-acid primer along the sidewalls and the free edge, and then we need to seal it with a glossy top coat. When sealing, make sure that you apply it all the way from the cuticle towards the free edge and slightly cap the free edge, but do not overdo it. Do not apply too much, and cure it for 60 seconds in LED. Remember these gorgeous Aurora beads we had? I think it will be a perfect complement on a couple of nails here. And finally, we finish up with the roll-on cuticle, which have an amazing smell. My client looks gorgeous and her nails too. Honestly, I'm even a bit jealous. I'm thinking of doing the exact same set for me later. Let me know what do you think about this transformation. I will leave the links to the products that I use in the description box. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye!